Okay, let's talk to Scott in Arizona. Scott, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I actually got a statement. With regards to McCain and Obama, if McCain, if the oil is, what your guest is saying is starting to shoot up, do you see it going back up? Because I remember the prediction of, I can't remember his name right now, saying the oil would go down to $50 a barrel.
Lindsey Williams said 3 months ago it would go down to 60, and it has.
Yeah. And it did. It did from $1.40 down to 60, and it will. You're seeing it. He's saying it will go back up again, and because McCain's probably not going to get it. But they also said McCain was their man, and I'm trying to figure it out. One side, McCain's got the oil company supporting him, and Obama's got the bankers, but he's got Henry Kissinger backing him, which is ran by Rockefeller, and Rockefeller runs Chase.
They run both of them. You have a question for Max Keiser?
Yeah, basically, do you see that going up, back up to where it was at?
Yes. Okay, let's get that question. We're going to skip this break too with Max Keiser. Max.
Yeah, see oil going up because the money supply is now starting to be jacked up. So oil, like we were saying before the break, is priced in dollars, just like all commodities in the world. And as the supply of dollars increases, oil price goes up as part of the inflation that comes with oil price going up. Now, with the devaluation coming, which will make the value of the dollar even more precarious, you're going to see oil even take another leap up.
Well, a lot of analysts say back up to $100 a barrel by next summer. I'm going to skip this break for the internet audience with Max Keiser. Thanks for the call. We'll be right back. We're going to take more calls. Okay, let's talk to Jake in New York. You're on the air with Max Keiser. Go ahead, Jake.
Jake.
Yes?
Go ahead. You're on the air.
I'm on the air?
Yes, we're going to have to let you go in a moment.
My question for you about Barack Obama is his links to the Council on Foreign Relations and why that has not been brought to more light and why the police state continues to look like it looks like. Like in New York where I live, we're having mobilization units walking around, driving around.
Any excuse to have riot police out, any excuse to sell us that we're slaves, any excuse to
videotaping us. They have vans with 8 video cameras on them driving into crowded areas.
Yeah, they're going to bankrupt America and take everything we've got, no matter who gets elected. These men are just puppets. And so this is the long, dark winter that America is going into. This is what we're getting because we were spoiled, rotten, and stupid and let tyranny grow. Max Keiser.
Now, when I have a question, Max, is that everybody, I guess a lot of people that have been coming on the show have been talking about how great FDR was, and I wanted to know what your views on that were, being is that he abolished the gold standard and...
some people... listen, I appreciate your call. We're going to go ahead and let him comment now. A lot of people are saying we need a FDR-style bailout instead of just paying everything directly to the bankers. But either way, it devalues the currency in the end, doesn't it, Max?
Yeah, pretty much. The currency is going to suffer in the end. I mean, the FDR package, certainly putting money, bypassing the banking system, would have been probably a way to put it directly into the hands of people. As far as it relates to gold, because FDR, as the caller pointed out, suspended the sales of gold, we're going to see this type of thing where gold sales, this is why people need to really be aware of this whole gold situation, and if at all possible, own some gold outside of the U.S. That option is available with different services. If you do a little research, you can find services that allow you to buy gold and have it owned outside of the U.S., because as the dollar devaluation program comes in, the possibility of confiscating gold will once again rear its ugly head. So you should have your gold and bullion outside of the U.S.
Well, people always say, why should I hold gold? They can just take it. That's better than having it just be money in a bank that they're devaluing or they can seize.
Look, I mean, having gold bullion, and it's a real issue. It's definitely a real issue. That's why there are services that allow you to own it outside of the U.S., and that really should be looked at. There are a couple of ways on the Internet. I'm not going to give them a free advertisement, but there are a couple of services on the web.
Well, there's more than a couple. There's thousands. You can keep it in Luxembourg or wherever. Okay, we're going back to the full audience. Here we go. International broadcaster, financial expert Max Keiser. We're taking your phone calls. They're all over the map. That's fine. That's what I expected. 1-800-259-9231. Before the show ends, we'll give you the latest election numbers coming in from around the country. Obviously, looks very good for Barack Obama. But there are police all over the country treating the entire public like enemies in case there was some type of rioting over the election. There are lots of other things happening. There are reports of Black Panthers. This is up on Drudge and Fox, so it's questionable, blocking white people from getting into polling places. But there is also such a worship of Barack Obama. Who knows? It may even be true. They've got video. So lots of insanity going on as people fight over the two puppets. Max Keiser, I want to go back to the calls here in this final segment with you, but right now, your analysis, your take on how they were able to have physical gold dry up where you could hardly buy it, or if you could, it was a 30, 40, 50, 100% markup. That's mainstream news. How did these international institutions create I mean, we know they can play and manipulate markets, but to have it where gold's dropping $200 an ounce, or $250 an ounce, now going back up, dropping, while you physically can't get it and demands at all-time highs, how did they do that?
Well, it's a paper market, Alex. I mean, gold trades on the COMEX as a futures contract. The people who buy and sell it are not taking physical delivery. And just like they can make the price of anything else on these paper markets go in any direction they want to, they can make the price of gold go down if they want the price of gold. They sell gold contracts short. They sell contracts short. And when you sell something, the price goes down. And here's the incredible thing. They have sold more contracts short than the COMEX has any hope of ever delivering. And this December, from what I'm hearing, is that there's going to be a crash of the COMEX because people are going to demand their physical delivery of the gold and silver. They will not be able to fulfill that transaction. They will not be able to deliver. It'll be a failed delivery, and you're going to see huge dislocation. And the COMEX is being targeted by people, by investors. There's actually individual investors in the United States who are staging a revolt against COMEX in the silver market. They're saying we want physical delivery, and we're going down there. We want our gold. And it's also here in the international community because the COMEX is destroying the reserves for mining and mining companies all over the world, in Russia, in Canada. And these mining companies are having to shut down because COMEX is driving the price down artificially. And now they're saying, what? To hell with you. We're gonna bust COMEX, and the physical price is the paper price is going to be destroyed, and you're going to see the true black market price is going to assert itself. Gold is trading in the black market at a lot higher prices. And that's going to be the market.
Well, I know nobody can buy it at $750 or whatever to then be able to sell it to people what they claim spot is. I mean, it's just
absolutely not. I mean, I can't get gold in Paris. I can't buy gold bullion in Paris for less than $1,100-$1,200 an ounce. Down there at the gold bullion deal. If I go in there off the street, if I'm buying in size, obviously I can negotiate a better deal. But the spot price. But you see today, though, Alex, as the news is coming out of Washington now that they're going to have to refinance $500 billion worth of bad debts because of the bailout packages and because of all the money went to the bankers and didn't go into the system. They got to go back to the trough for another $500 billion. Now and with the rumor getting louder of a devaluation of the dollar, you see that gold and oil are saying, to hell with this, we're going higher. Because there's going to be a lot of inflation coming through the pipeline. Gold and oil are going higher to reflect this. So the primary story,
go ahead.
The primary story of inflation is very much in place. People should not be fooled by it. Owning real assets is what's going to save you through this inflationary period. Don't believe the inflationary hype that's out there. Even Wall Street Journal, Newsweek, Time, they're talking about, there's a deflation scare. It's impossible to have.
Well, what we have happening is a depression and contraction in the real economy with a bunch of manipulation on top of it by governments and institutions to drive commodities down, knowing that it's an attempt to get control of hyperinflation so they can try to block it before the election. And clearly it's like a beach ball trying to hold it underneath the water. Let's talk to Stephanie in New York. You're on the air with Max Keiser and Alex Jones.
Oh, hello, Alex. Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can.
Okay, I'm a first-time caller from New York, Staten Island.
Welcome.
And I was also a first-time registered Democrat.
Okay.
And my vote initially was for Obama, and I couldn't talk to you without voting. And that's my call to you, Alex. New York loves you over here.
Well, we love you, too. We love everybody. What's on your mind?
I want to know what should I do. I don't know what to do. I know Obama is not the right choice.
Well, I mean,
and I'm not going to vote for McCain, obviously. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm just so passionate.
Well, we're in the same boat. It's a moral decision. People are told to vote like a horse race. Who they think's going to win the race, or bandwagon going for a football team. Once you think they're in the playoffs and going to win the championship or the Super Bowl. I would vote for the Constitution Party, or I would vote for Ralph Nader.
I didn't even know that there was people running for president until yesterday. And I looked it up, and you Google it once, you couldn't get it once.
Well, and it's not that Nader. Well, it's not that Nader or Chuck Baldwin are going to win. The whole point is, so much attention is put on this, and people think they're going to get change with Obama. They're not.